Alright team, thank you for taking the time for this. I really wanted to follow up after our last meeting. I know things got a little heated, so I appreciate you all being so candid with me. It's given me a lot for me to think about, especially regarding how I can be a better manager for such a diverse and a talented group. I was conducting research and came across Hofstede's cultural dimensions theory. It seems like a useful framework for understanding some of the differences we are experiencing.
Thank you, Mr. John. I am familiar with Hofstede's work. It offers a useful perspective for analyzing cultural differences, especially in areas such as power distance and individualism versus the collectivism.
Indeed, I've also come across this theory. It emphasizes the significance of understanding how different cultures view authority uncertainty and the balance between long-term and short-term perspectives.
Exactly. So, for example, considering the power distance, in cultures such as Saudi Arabia and possibly China, there's a greater acceptance of hierarchical structures. Meanwhile, in a place like the US, there's a flatter structure. That explains some of what I was observing and doing.
Yes, in America, we value equality and encourage everyone to express their opinions regardless of their position. It is interesting to consider how this influences communication and decision making within the team.
Steve mentioned earlier that we value harmony and respect for seniority, but we also aim for consensus building and collective decision making. It is crucial to find a balance between respecting hierarchy and encouraging open communication.
Also in Saudi Arabia, we tend to be more relation focused and value personal attention. We also tend to score higher on the uncertainty avoidance scale, which means we prefer clear rules and guidelines. So understanding these differences can help us communication more effectively and avoid misunderstandings.
So these are excellent points. I now realize our direct approach, while intended to be efficient, can be perceived as disrespectful or confrontational in some cultures with a higher power distance. I need to be more mindful of my tone and delivery to create space for private discussions and feedback sessions. I also want to be more proactive in seeking input from each of you and ensuring that everyone's feel heard and valued.
Perhaps we could utilize Hofstede framework to gain a deeper understanding of each other's cultural values and communication differences. This might help us to navigate potential conflict and foster a strong relationship between the team.
Agreed. It is a continuous learning process for all of us. By understanding how different cultures perceive authority, uncertainty, and time orientation, we can more effectively adapt our communication styles and collaborate.
I believe that open communication and mutual respect are essential for building a strong and effective team. By embracing our differences and learning from each other's perspective, we can create a more innovative and user-centered product.
Yes, clear communication and mutual understanding are essential to our success. By working together and supporting one another, we can overcome any challenges and reach our goals. It's essential to remember that we are all working towards the same objective and that our collective efforts will ultimately shape the outcome.
Absolutely. And let's remember to enjoy ourselves along the way. And a positive attitude and a sense of humor can go a long way in managing stressful situations and fostering strong relationships.
Very well. Moving forward, I would like us to continue these open discussions and maintain a safe environment where everyone feels comfortable sharing their thoughts and concerns. I genuinely value your insights. And I believe that by understanding each other's cultural backgrounds and communication styles, guided by framework like Hofstede's, we can collaborate more effectively and develop a truly exceptional product.
I agree. Clear communication, mutual respect, and willingness to learn each other are vital to creating a strong and cohesive team.
Yes, by embracing our difference and fostering a culture of collaboration, we can create a more innovative and successful team.
It's a good thing. Together we an unstoppable team, especially now that we have a better and other understanding of our cultural differences.
Alright team, thank you for taking the time for this. I really wanted to follow up after our last meeting. I know things got a little heated, so I appreciate you all being so candid with me. It's given me a lot for me to think about, especially regarding how I can be a better manager for such a diverse and a talented group. I was conducting research and came across Hofstede's cultural dimensions theory. It seems like a useful framework for understanding some of the differences we are experiencing.
Hi, my name is Farah Atika binti Saidin. My number matrix BG231100038. In this activity, I learned that cross-culture conflict relation require understanding culture value that influence communication style. Using aspect culture dimension, I realized the American manager reflect low power distance and use high individualism, which explain his direct and fast-fetched approach. Meanwhile, China and Saudi Arabia represent high power distance culture, so indirect communication and respect for hierarchy are potent. To adopt my communication style, I practice speaking respectfully, pausing to allow others to express their view, and avoiding overly direct statement. I also focus on showing culture sensitivity when responding to different perspectives. Through the task, I demonstrate empathy, activity listening, and adaptability. I also show leadership by encouraging respectful dialogue and helping the team build multi-understanding across culture background. Thank you, that's all from me.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Chelsea Elliot and my matric number is BG23110525, and today I would like to discuss about cross-cultural conflict resolution. First, whenever encountering cross-cultural conflicts, clear and open-minded communication is a must to prevent serious misunderstanding. Secondly, to ensure clear and transparent communication, I will actively listen to the message I receive before offering my suggestion or answer the question. Lastly, whenever I work or participate in a group task, I will strive to communicate effectively so that all group members understand the message that I deliver. Also, I will make a decision that considers the opinion of others without disregarding them. Living in a multicultural environment is an advantage for me, as it allows me to learn about different perspectives on various issues.
Hi everyone, I'm Vishali Shankar, a final year student from Group 12. Through this project, I learned that cross-cultural conflict resolution is really about understanding people's backgrounds and respecting different ways of thinking. It's not just fixing problems, it's about finding common ground through empathy and open communication. I also learned to adapt my communication style by being more aware of my tone and language, making sure my message was clear and respectful to everyone, no matter of their culture. Throughout the process, I show leadership and teamwork skills. I listen actively, stay calm during discussion, and encourage my group to work together toward our goal. Overall, this experience helped me grow as a leader and communicator, and I believe these skills will really help me in my future career. Thank you.
In this scenario, I learned that cross-cultural conflict often comes from misunderstanding rather than actual disagreement. Each of us bring different communication style, and I realized that being direct, indirect, or valuing hierarchy are not better. To resolve this conflict, I had to consciously adapt my communication style. That means slowing down to more carefully and creating space for others to share their view. I also adjusted being more respectful of personal and cultural preference. So, through this process, I demonstrate key leader skill, which is active listening, empathy, flexibility, and the ability to adjust my approach to build stronger collaboration. The experience taught me that cultural awareness is not just useful, it is essential for leading diverse team. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Arisen, and for the international management assignment, I contributed by compiling the video and assisting my group members throughout this project. Through this task, I learned how cross-cultural conflict resolutions require patience, clarity, and understanding, especially when different communication styles appear in a discussion. I also adapted my communication by being more supportive, listening actively, and making sure every member felt comfortable sharing their ideas. This will help me develop the leadership skills such as coordination, organization, and guiding the team to stay on track. Overall, this project taught me that effective teamwork and cultural awareness are essential when managing global issues like environmental responsibility at Adidas. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nurul Azni Azina binti Masni. My number metric PG2411036. I am a United student from section 102. Today, I would like to share my self-reflection during this assignment. During this experience, I learned that cross-cultural conflict often arises from differences in values and communication styles, and for resolving them requires empathy and understanding. I am adapted by communication by listening actively and patient, also adjusting my tone and approach to suit different cultural perspectives. I also demonstrated personal skills such as teamwork, problem solving, and effective interpersonal communication while collaborating with others. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Myra. I discovered that every culture has a unique communication style, though this cross-culture conflict creates pollution roleplay. While some people want to be kind and oblique, others are forthright. I changed the way I communicate by being more courteous and paying close attention to what other people were saying before answering. I was able to prevent misunderstanding and foster team unity as a result. I showed empathy, cooperation, and problem-solving abilities through the role play. I discovered that effective leadership involves more than just issuing comments. It's also detailing being sensitive to emotion and culture norms of others. Thank you.
Nama saya Nur Rasikin binti Salim, BZ 25110390. This is video reflections. Soalan number 1. What did I learn about cross-culture conflict resolution? I learned that effective cross-culture conflict resolutions require understanding and respecting different culture values, such as hierarchy, communication style, and attitude toward authority. Through this reflection, I realized that every culture has its own approach to expressing their opinion, giving feedback, and making decisions. Soalan number 2. How did I adapt my communication style? I adapted my communication style by becoming more mindful, timing, and context when speaking to team members from the different cultural backgrounds. Instead of being overly direct, I learned to encourage private discussions, listen actively and create space for the other to express their viewable comfortable. I also focus on balancing respect for hierarchy with open communication, ensuring that everyone feels heard, valued, and included in the decision making. And soalan last, what personal or leadership skill did I demonstrate? I demonstrated strong self-awareness, cultural sensitivity, and emotional intelligence. As a leader, I showed openness to feedback, a willingness to learn from my team, and the ability to adapt my management approach to suit a multicultural environments. I also practice empathy and collaborations, fostering an atmosphere for trust, mutual respect, and shared understanding that strengthen team unity and productivity. That's all. Thank you.
I learned that dealing with conflicts between people from different cultures needs patience and respect. Everyone thinks differently, so I listen carefully and ask questions to avoid confusion. I also spoke clearly and paid attention to body language, so everyone felt understood. During this, I showed skills like empathy, staying calm, and solving problems. Overall, I learned how to work well with different people, and I became more confident in leading and helping my team. That's all from me.
Hi everyone, my name is Sharana Kamal Robert. My matrix number is BG251606001. Today I'm going to talk about what I learned about cross-cultural conflict resolution, and I learned that active listening and sensitivity towards different culture is very, very important, especially working with a lot of people. I think it helps to build trust and creates a good space for honest discussion. I also adapted my communication style by being more intentional when I speak. I think before I speak, and I slow down my speech, and I be more aware of what I speak. And the personal skill that I demonstrated through this process, through this group, is by collaborating and to communicate well. I think through this group I learned to communicate and to work together, and to work together to learn more things. That's all from me. Thank you.